So today we're going to be talking about momentum and how to sustain it and when to sustain it. If you have a breakthrough, if you have a conversation that you've been putting off, or if you do something that you'd been avoiding, often that's going to release a lot of energy. And you're going to want to take action and continue and kind of use that energy. The challenge, at least in my experience, is that often there's also a hesitation that comes with that. How do we deal with that? What do we do? How to sustain that momentum? Because we know that often what we actually want is to just kind of ride the momentum. The way I think about this is that it's really about energy and honoring our energy. If you do something that was really difficult for you, if you kind of put yourself out there and you end up like that just takes you out, right? That just drains you. You feel kind of proud of yourself that you did the thing, but also you're done. You just want to like crash. And in a sense, you can trust that. Like there's an authentic feeling of like, okay, I've really done as much as I can for now. I need to rest. I need to kind of relax. But equally, if you have the experience of this energetic release and just feeling like a more expanded sense of self, where you feel a bit more connected to other people, you feel like you can do things that maybe you didn't think you could or that you were afraid to do, then the energy is going to want to continue out. You're going to really want to express that. And often in that situation, the best thing you can do is to really take a pause, notice that you're feeling that energy, and to say, what's the next thing I can do? I don't have to rush into doing more of the thing, this difficult thing or this scary thing, but I can just lean into it a little bit, notice it's there, and then just see, okay, what's the next thing I can do? Can I just like take one more step? And often you need to do that because there's this apprehensiveness or this hesitation that comes up. And what's important is also to honor that. And by honor it, I really just mean sit with it. Notice what it feels like. Notice the feeling of hesitation. Notice the energy and the wanting to expand. And then often there's a gut sense of like, okay, this is the time to keep going. And you've got to make sure that every step you take, you're honoring your experience. You're really just noticing what the energy is doing. And you're not ever forcing. You're never pushing yourself in a forceful or violent way. You're not kind of forcing yourself like, I have to do this thing because I had this breakthrough and I go, but you also don't want to be like, oh, no, I can just, like, I can stop now. It's like, okay, I did the thing I did. I could be proud. You don't want either of those extremes. You want to honor both, as in just feel them, be with them, experience them, and then taking the next step. And you can always know by listening to yourself. Check in with yourself. Really go slowly. Even if you have a lot of energy, even if the energy really wants to express, consciously stay with that and just notice what it's like. And really take your time with it before allowing it. Not in a way that you're kind of suppressing it and holding it back, but just be like, yeah, I really feel this energy. I really want to keep going. Just like listen to yourself like that. And really, this whole thing about momentum and sustaining it is, you can think of this as like a symptom or a particular instance of something deeper, right? And the deeper thing is that you can kind of continuously watch and monitor your energy, and you can listen to yourself. You can trust yourself. Think of momentum as one particular avenue to practice that, not excluding or bypassing, overriding, suppressing any aspect of what you're experiencing right now. That's the deeper thing that's going on. So often in these situations, we know because there's like a gut sense or a natural impulse to go forward. It feels very natural. There's just a sense of rightness. And that's very different to when we force ourselves, where there's really a sense of wrongness, where we know we're kind of telling ourselves we should do something or should continue to do something. And there's this sort of violence. Violence is a strong word, but it kind of is. We're having one part of ourselves override or suppress the needs or wants of another part of ourselves. Because really, we're complex and there's a lot of parts to us and they want different things, it turns out. And you can actually listen to your whole self rather than let one part of you that really wants this thing kind of like grasp it. Don't get too attached, but just kind of step by step, taking it slow. It's okay to take action from an inspired place. If you're feeling inspired to continue to do something or to do something, even if part of you is saying like, maybe this isn't sustainable, maybe it's late at night and I'm like working on something rather than sleeping or resting, maybe I'm not even honoring my routine, you can kind of, again, listen to yourself. And if you're feeling inspired, there's a kind of it's a strong word, but I'm going to use it. There's a kind of sacredness to that. If you're genuinely inspired and it's 2 a.m., even if it's not sustainable to do it every day, don't listen to things outside of yourself in that moment. You want to listen to your own inner guidance. You want to actually follow that. So again, it's coming back to this idea of really listening to yourself. Like, really, you can listen to yourself. Side by side with that is trusting yourself and trusting that really you know when is the right moment to stop and when is the right moment to follow that energy and follow that momentum. You can trust yourself in that. So all of this is great because it gives you a opportunity, a really precious opportunity to get to know yourself better, more intimately, more deeply about what it is you really want and what your experience is in any given moment, and actually listening to that and honoring that. In life, you're going to have lots of things happen and lots of opportunities that are going to come up. One of them might be you take some action you've been putting off and you have this momentum, this energy. In other aspects of life, you might lose energy, right? There may be times when you don't have as much energy. The invitation is that you always have the opportunity to actually listen to yourself, feel into your energy, pause, and really honor your experience.